Guys, the Super Review Show here for another episode of Rock Talk. This is the show where I break down albums that have anniversaries, or the album is just that good, and it's really important for American society or the world in general. And here's our show today talking about Bruce Springsteen's The Rising. It turned 20 as of yesterday, July 30th, 2022. The Rising came out in 2002, and it was his response, really, to having the September 11th attacks in New York City and in the nation's capital too. Basically, he was in shock about this. He was in shock about the news, and he said, "You know what? We need to heal the nation. I'm Bruce Springsteen. Let me just see if I can make some music that will be able to support and help out hopefully heal the country." And he sure did that. Also, it's his first album with the E Street Band since 1984's Born in the USA. There's a huge gap between 1984 and 2002. So, because for all those albums in the late 80s into the 90s, he was not with the E Street Band. He was on tour with them, but he didn't make an album with them. And like Tunnel of Love, he was by himself. Human Touch and Lucky Town with the other band. And The Ghost of Tom Joad was with by himself again. So, but 2002's The Rising is a very important album for many reasons. One of the most important reasons is because he's drawn from this album a lot in the past 20 or so years, as far as bringing up songs like Waiting on a Sunny Day, the title track, The Rising. He did play a show in September 11th on his 2016 tour, actually. Because it happened to be on the same anniversary as September 11th, and he played a bunch of songs he hadn't played for a long time during that show. He played like You're Missing. I think he played Empty Sky, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong about that, but I do know he played You're Missing for the first time live since 2003. An anniversary of the September 11th attacks on that day. It's a very important record, truthfully. You're Rolling Stone magazine. But if you have not followed Rolling Stone on Instagram or anything like that, Rolling Stone magazine is a really great magazine. They do a lot of great publishing. No matter what the topic is, I really like their journalists and their reading. They do a great job. But Rolling Stone magazine ranked this album in the top, I think it was the top 20 or 30 best albums. No, the top 100 albums of the 2000s, and this was in the top 10 or top 15. Because the importance of this album, it was his first number one album with the E Street Band back again. So many things were back with it. It's coming up for The Rising, We're Waiting on a Sunny Day, You're Missing, Empty Sky. As I mentioned before, also Mary's Place. Let's Be Friends, Skin to Skin is a really great song, guys. I love that song too. Let's Be Friends, Skin to Skin is a really underappreciated Bruce Springsteen song. He's only played it once, but it's a really great song. There's audio of that show on YouTube. Check it out. So The Rising came out 20 years ago now. And we've come a long way since then. He's released plenty of other albums since then. Some of them are really good. Some of them are not as good as that. But this one has definitely brought his music to a new audience, a new generation. People like my age. I mean, I'm 23. I'm going to turn 24 in October. So, that being said, The Rising was a pretty big album because it exposed his music to a new generation of people as well. And having them go back to Born in the USA, Born to Run, Darkness on the Edge of Town, The River. And it exposed him as an artist to a new generation, which is actually something that's really cool. Not many artists do that nowadays, who are classic rock or older artists. Like people like a Michael Jackson will just live on by the name alone. Oh, Michael Jackson? No, I mean Thriller, yeah. Or Prince, When Doves Cry, yeah. The name of the artist will live on. Whereas these artists that are still around today, like U2, Springsteen, whatever, their music is timeless and has spun generations of fans and will continue to inspire generations of fans, truthfully. And The Rising did that back in 2002. It exposed people like me who was like, what's this Bruce Springsteen guy? What? And it was really a great album. I do not have a physical copy of it. I don't have a CD copy either. But I do know that it was like a comeback tour for him in a sense. Because they did the reunion tour from 99 to 2000. Then 9/11 happened. Then the Rising tour happened because he made the Rising album beforehand. Overall, though, I would say this album is a really great listen. It's in its long record. My City of Ruins is on it, which actually is not particularly about. He wrote it prior to 9/11, which is interesting. But all around an incredible record. I don't have any copies of it, so I can't show it to you. But it is a really solid record overall. It was his first comeback with E Street Band since 1984's blockbuster Born in the USA. It was his first it exposed him to a generation of new fans like me, who were really young at the time, who heard The Rising, heard Waiting on a Sunny Day, stuff like that, and exposed him to a new generation of fans, and he still has to this day. He's one of those artists that has truly transcended time, and this album was a great testament of that. So all I can say is happy anniversary to The Rising, and it's one of the best albums he released. Truthfully, I would put it in the top, his first 8 albums are awesome. Would I put it number 9? Actually, I might. It's that good of a record. But I love it. I love it to death. So happy anniversary to The Rising. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you're seeing here, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We do this plenty often. But for all of your Rock Talk episodes and many more, keep it locked on the Super Review Show. The J-Man is off to rock. We'll see you guys later.